Hello everyone and welcome. I am in this video going to be sharing about homemaking and homeschooling day in the life of a mom of 7. Right now I just finished up my Bible and prayer time and I'm going to go ahead and get ready because I haven't. I have my coffee and then we'll just go ahead and get into it. Okay, so what has been going on? We just recovered from sickness, so we're going to take a super light approach to our homeschool. I have some projects that I need to do. I need to replant one of my huge plants and spray paint the planter for that. I need to reorganize and just take care of my bookshelves down in the living room space because they have gotten way out of control and it is just chaos and it's hard to find anything, especially when I'm like, oh yeah, I know I have this book and I cannot find it. So those are the two things that I need to definitely get done. I've been putting off way too long, as well as staying on top of laundry and just getting all of that done because we had the stomach bug. And so that created a lot of laundry and I was just so worried about getting those things that were getting messed up as we were sick, taken care of. And so that wasn't sitting in gross that, I don't know if you can see, our laundry is just all backed up. And so I'm just working through each kid or each person, each family member, and just trying to get that laundry done. So that's what I'm focusing on. That's what's going to happen in this video. And let's just go ahead and get started, shall we? Okay, first things up, let's finish drinking this coffee while I finish getting ready for the day. One of the things that I do is make sure that I get dressed all the way down to my shoes first thing in the morning before I start doing anything. That way, no matter what comes up during the day, I am ready to go. But then comes the makeup and the face and all of that stuff. And I like to do that before I get started into the homemaking, homeschooling kid part of my day because I'm going to be honest, it just makes me feel better. I know there's people that are extreme on both sides of this where it's yeah, do your makeup before the day, it makes you feel better. And then other people who are yeah, you don't need to do makeup to do it. But I'm going to be honest, it just, for me, it makes me feel better. I like to feel put together. I like knowing that no matter if somebody stops by or I have to go out really quick, I'm ready to go. And there's no real need to do anything else. There's no added pressure to get ready, especially because once we start getting into the homeschooling and the chores and all of the things, it's so much harder to take 5 minutes to go put on your makeup than just taking the 5 minutes in the beginning of the day. So I just went ahead and I threw all this together really quick. I don't do much. I usually do a tinted serum or something like that, CC cream, some mascara and eyebrows, and some lips, and I really feel good about myself. And then I went ahead and did a little bit more with my hair. Now it's time for baby's nap. He is all played out. Quick feed before I put him down for a nap, a little singing, a little rocking, a little burping, and then that's his morning nap. We usually do this around 10 a.m. or so. And then I start jumping into homeschool group lessons and independent study and all of those things that the other kids have to do. So now that I'm ready for the day and baby's down for his nap, it's time to get the toddlers ready. I love these two. They're crazy. Now, if they had their way, they would literally run around in their underwear and diaper all day. But we can't be doing that. We need to get these guys ready to go. My toddlers are both 2 and 3 years old. They're 14 months apart, which is kind of crazy, but crazy fun. And my 3-year-old is potty training. She's almost there, but not yet. So we have those nice thick potty training underwear. And of course the girl needs a bow. So I'm just gathering all these things that I need upstairs before I go downstairs to get them ready.
Oh, it's 3 and 7.
While I get the 2 toddlers ready, everybody else is going to be working on getting ready themselves or picking up, doing their chores, morning chores. I have different sets of chores for the kids. Living room is one of those things that we have to kind of do throughout the day because, again, we have 2 toddlers and, a mom of 7. So this living room can get out of control pretty quickly because this is where we spend the majority of our time. While I get Evelyn ready, she's my 3-year-old, and Asher's just kind of hanging out waiting his turn. And then I get him ready. And then Layla there, she's supposed to be working on the living room, but as you see me too looking up at the TV, we just can't help it. Bluey's hilarious. Do you guys watch Bluey in your household? Let me know. What's your favorite toddler or kid TV show going on? I don't normally do a whole lot of TV, but because I wasn't able to get up this morning at a good time, like I usually like between 6:30 I like to get up, I wasn't able to do that, and so we're just kind of playing makeup, and that's basically what life of 7 kids is like. You just kind of learn how to be flexible and swivel when you need to swivel and pivot when you need to pivot, and that's what we're doing. We're just making it happen. So okay, so I just switched to loads of laundry to get that going, so that way basically it's done while I'm working on other things. Sorry, it gets dark and creepy for a second. I'm actually gonna go. Okay, sorry, it was dark and creepy for a second. Kids are ready, working on some house chores, inside chores. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this crazy situation of my bookshelves. Okay, this is my current living room, playroom, like bookshelf situation. I have like most of the homeschool books and stuff there. You can see how this is going with the littles. Same thing there. And then the toys are down here. And it's just not it. I have like Bible time stuff with the kids here. This is supposed to be my morning basket. That's not, you know, Crazy Monkey baby toy. And so I need to get those. Oh yeah, and some board games and stuff up there I need to get into the schoolroom. I do not know why there's a teddy bear. But that's what we're working on, so let's go into it. This bookshelf, or these bookshelves, have kind of been out of disarray since I've had the baby. I just haven't had the time to get over there like I'd like to and reorganize and recategorize things. And then it got really bad after we got sick and we just couldn't really keep up with everything, all the extra chores. And so I'm really glad that I have this time, and I just want to go through and kind of declutter, organize, ditch books that don't need to be there. There's a lot of books on there that are mine, like health type books or just like mother wife focused, and so I just don't feel like they need to be down there. This is more like family kids focused. Because I have ADHD too, I have a tendency to have a perfect idea of what it should look like, but the motivation and focus of like a squirrel, so it doesn't really help. So there are, like, I would love to have this color coordinated, or just, I don't know, just like this perfect Pinterest version of it, but honestly, I don't want to stress myself out, because if I organized it that way, every time a kid took a book off the shelf or didn't put it back in the right place or whatever have you, I know that I would be so stressed out, and I just don't want to do that. So I put it in a general order of like category of books. So like right now, the books that I'm working on are like homeschool, read aloud, picture books for like preschool, kindergarten age. Obviously the littles listen to those things, but that's kind of like where that is. And that's why I put it a little bit higher up. And then the level down underneath that is all board books, like the toddlers books. And then the shelf above the one I'm working on right now is more of those like early readers or the classic reads. And then all the way up at the top is like the books basically my teenager or my husband and I would be reading as like read out louds to the kids. So I kind of like just organize it in that way, and I do kind of have like a size thing. I like to organize it basically in by size, like, because it feels the most appealing to me and the easiest for kids to be able to recreate, if that makes sense. Like if I ask them to put the book away, they can find it easier, and it's kind of orderly and organized and looks nice, and I'm not sitting there just like an anxious mess, frustrated with my children because they're using the very things that I have bought for them, that I have bought, for them to use and enjoy. So that's my little tip to you, Mama. If you think that you are just going to be anxious over them using it, just don't even put the temptation there for you to be angry about or the kids to mess up, because these things are put there for them to enjoy. That's the whole purpose of our homes, and the stuff that is in them is so that we can enjoy them, everybody in the family, not just, look at them, because like what's the point? So don't stress her out. yourself out. Don't put extra things on your plate that you don't have to. Give yourself a little grace and those little kiddos grace, and make it as simple as possible with as little stress that you can. Do your kiddos like to help you guys clean when you're working on things, or is it just mine? And by help me, I mean obviously play with every cool, interesting thing that they have, because they haven't had it cleaned and organized in so long that they're seeing toys they haven't seen in a while. It's probably been a month or so since I've gone through their toys and like organized and got them where they're supposed to be. Usually it's just the girls cleaning up the living room for me, tidying up and putting toys away. So I like to go through and make sure that I'm doing this at least, like I said, once a month. And my toddlers love this time. They're so interested in it, and it's so funny to me because normally they can care less, and I'm like, hey, you want to help clean? And they're out, right? Like, they're so far gone. They don't want to have anything to do with it. But you start organizing and going through things, and they're just so curious and just want to participate. So, I mean, that's their version of helping anyways. So these are like bins that I don't know how they got into the house or why there's toys in there. The one behind me with all the car stuff, like, I know how and why that one's there. I put that there because he got some pretty big car Christmas gifts, and we needed something bigger to put it in until I can find something that's more attractive to look at than a big gray Rubbermaid tub. But I don't even know how this other one got in there. Like, it's so weird to me. I don't know. Anyways, there's a bunch of toys, especially like the small ones, things that have pieces and parts that have to stay together, but they always lose. So I kind of take this time to wean those all out, shall we say. And I put them in a container so they're not upset. And it's not the toddlers I'm worried about being upset. It's the older ones that see that I'm throwing away, a broken Nerf bullet, or just, I don't know, a random Barbie shoe or a bead. They are very attached to their things. So I just go through, make sure. I'm also having a bucket for anything that needs to go somewhere else. And after doing this for about 25 minutes with the toddlers, I decided to get them with their jackets and boots on to go outside to play for a little sunshine and fresh air, and to let me just kind of focus, because like I said, I have ADHD and I tend to get overwhelmed and overstimulated pretty quickly, especially when I'm trying to focus very hard on doing a task and making sure that it gets done. Okay, so this is basically where I'm at. I got some books that I wanted to get rid of that I have a few of, 2 or more. And then I got like a bag's worth of trash, and I have this other basket of stuff that doesn't belong here. It needs to go somewhere else, but I've already spent about 30 minutes on it, and I think that that's plenty enough. And we gotta move on to the next thing because we don't have time to be doing that. But I feel good because I got a good amount of it. It's at least like orderly. I don't have it organized the way I want to or anything like that. And some of the books, like, I didn't have enough room for certain categories, so I had to kind of mix up a little bit or just like replace it a little bit. And so we'll have to do this another day, but at least it's organized, it's not cluttered. Like, I decluttered all of it, and I got some trash and stuff. So on to the next thing. Of course, as I'm getting ready to walk away from this area, I see this monstrosity of tangled cords, and of course I cannot do anything other than untangle it and make this area a better place. So we are renters, and there's nothing we can do about this, but this is the only place in the house that these cords can go for the internet, which is super obnoxious, but it is what it is. If you guys have any ideas how I can cover this up or make this better, please leave it down in the comments and let me know. I will take all the suggestions I can get. Okie dokie, it is time to start making these kiddos some lunch. While they're outside playing, I like to take this time to just kind of like do a good clean in the dining or in the kitchen and get lunch made, so they're not like under your foot and asking you every 5 seconds, when is lunch going to be done? What is for lunch? I don't want to have that thing. So it makes it a lot easier if they're not in here. I don't know about you guys. I spend the majority of my time in here in the kitchen cleaning up somebody else's mess. Anyways, I thought I was going to fold some towels, but that didn't work out because some little man was up from his nap. So we're going to go ahead and get him, my little fussy guy, get him fed and changed before taking him back down. I don't know about you guys, I tend to be on the anxious side, and he started grabbing the rails, not like fully pulling himself up, but just enough to grab, and I did not get good sleep for like a few nights. So I asked my husband if he would lower it down, and lo and behold, not only did I get good sleep, but for some reason he got better sleep too. I don't know if it was because he couldn't reach like the sides of it or what, but like the last 2 nights we have been sleeping stupendously. Now it's on to finishing up the living room after lunch and everybody's done playing outside. The big kids are working on their independent work for school in the living or in the dining room while I finish cleaning up the living room. And my sweet boy Asher, he's my other toddler, he is 2. He's helping his mama vacuum. Of course his doesn't work, which would have been a fantastic situation. I have thought about this, like I think the toddler vacuums are great, or like the play vacuums that actually work, but like what are you vacuuming up? Can you like, do you really want to pick out the stuff? I don't know. It's like I want one, but I don't know if it's worth it. Does that make sense? If you guys have a toddler vacuum or a play vacuum that actually works, please let me know down in the comments. Like, do you love it or do you hate it? Is it worth it? Because he loves vacuuming, and it would be kind of cool to have one for them, especially because they're pretty much the crumb goblins anyways. Anyway, so I don't really love cordless, bagless vacuums. One, the battery doesn't last long. You could pretty much just vacuum one room, if that, before the battery dies, and then you have to like bang this out. And when you have allergies, like our family has allergies, this dust and stuff is just not the vibe. And of course now my toddler can get into the fridge by himself, so we're just gonna go ahead and pick out some snacks. Want cheese? Want string cheese? You want to go with it? And more cheese?
No.
What? This is... Do you want me to open it? No, you have a goober. Do you want this cheese or no?
Cheese.
Okay, you want me to open it?
My big.
What the heck?
Huh?
It's not opening. Why did you do it?
Cheese.
Okay, there we go.
Yay.
Okay.
Yay. Cheese. Oh.
Yeah, I'll get the rest of it. Okay, so this is what it's looking like now. Got the toys all organized. It's much better. I still have to do that basket, and I still need to get up there. So we'll work on that later, another time. Okay, so this is the spray paint color that I want to do my flower pot. I found it at like a thrift store, Habitat for Humanity type thing. Here it is. It's like worn out pink. I love it, but it's been real cold. I wonder if I can get this frozen dirt. Oh yeah, that was easy. Okay, now I gotta clean this out, but my husband needed the hose. There's one over here. Okay. He needed the hose to do, he's setting up an ice bath, but it was frozen, so he needed to defrost it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. I'm gonna set you guys. This is one of those projects that have been sitting around for a while. I found this a while ago at the Humanity thrift store, probably like a few months ago, but it was like the brink of winter when I found it, and so I was just gonna let it sit until it was nice weather, because I don't know if you realize this, but spray paint has to be at a certain temperature. Like it can't. I'm gonna let it dry there and go get some cardboard from my garage so that I can make sure I'm not spraying anything when I spray paint. Okay. Oh. It's not freezing. Okay, so this portion of the video is brought to you by my ignorance and stubbornness, okay? Don't mind my puppy. This is Penny. She's gonna be walking around here. She's gonna get real nosy in a second. But I literally left this in here so you guys can all laugh at me because as you see, when she moves, I am struggling to break up frozen soil. It is like solid frozen. And I'm going to go to great lengths in my stubbornness to try to make this work. To put it in there. You guys, it's clearly not breaking up. This is not one bag, but 2 separate bags. I tried to do this with frozen soil. I can't even with myself. I'm dying laughing. I'm literally standing on top of it thinking that I'm going to break it up. And I'm not doing this in like my own private, like I'm literally doing this on camera for the whole world to see. So I'm leaving it and I'm letting you see it. This is me being ridiculously stubborn, not realizing that soil freezes. It's not something that's just going to easily break apart and I need to just take it in the house to defrost. So this is what I mean. It was too cold to spray paint and apparently too cold for dirt. It looks super cute. I didn't really focus too much on the inside, but the outside looks great. Can't wait to get in the house. Hey, ma'am. Ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. No. Sorry. Puppies. I have no idea what they're doing. Hey! What's up with the wrapper, Mom? This. This is what you want. No. Okay. I'm going to actually put this in the house so that it can defrost, I guess, because otherwise it's lumpy and I need to get it on the top. My 12-year-old son, ladies and gentlemen. Mom, you have a camera? Cool. This is a great time to... Okay. Even if I put it right there, she won't care, and it's next to the heater. Ma'am, do you want to go outside? Come on. Let's go play. My stomach started to feel kind of queasy after lunch. And I'm worried that I might be getting sick like the kids did. That will be Bummer City. But that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna take her. See, this is what I'm talking about, you guys. She's huge. I'm gonna take her back in the house so she doesn't get froze. Just gonna leave her out there with my son real quick. They both can get some of their wiggles out. She's so big. She's so cute. I can't wait to get in there. Okay, I'm gonna leave that in there. Okay, so she is here on the counter, right where I can see her, and I will not forget to replant her nice and warm instead of outside. I have the dirt down there that Penelope will not leave alone. I'm surprised she's not messing with it right now. Next to the heater vent so that it can defrost because it is that cold. But I'm going to go ahead. Actually, you know what? I'll leave somewhere what she looks like, replanted. I don't know. What's a good name? Leave down in the comments. I need a name for her. She's the monstrous something. I forget. But she's cute and she's big. And she needs a name. But I will, here somewhere, this is what she looks like, all repotted and in her happy little place in the schoolroom with all those windows, I'm sure. But I'm going to go ahead and end this here because I don't really have much else. If you guys were looking for more of a homeschool mom kind of day in the life, I will leave this video linked up here in the card somewhere. My sweet little Kai bye-bye. And yeah, because there's really nothing else. I'm going to be going to a marriage, or not really marriage seminar. It's like a wife's seminar at our local church. So I don't really have any more for tonight. So I walked away for just a few minutes. Penny couldn't leave it alone. So I have one last mess to clean up before, but she did help me break up the dirt, so there's that. And there she is, super big in her super big, pretty little pot, her coastal sage. It came out super cute. Loving it. Loving it. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.